Alright, we should be live. Yeah, everything looks good from my end. I'll just quickly share out the stream too. But yeah, if people want to start making comments in the chat, feel free to. It's actually been a while since we have last streamed. But yeah, no, we should be all good to go, and we'll do some streaming for you guys. We do have a little bit of an interesting video or stream for you guys. So, because we obviously have AFL Evolution 2 in our hands and we're able to go through certain things, I have gone out and done, well, we're going to do a career mode basically, as we just stream and talk about footy and stuff. Yeah, no, like we're gonna get stuck into some like Collingwood stuff. So I've actually gone and gotten all the draftees that we have picked up, and I've even gone out of my way to change the numbers on them too. So it's actually got its 2022. So this is basically the 2022 edition for this Collingwood team. So we'll go ahead and get stuck into round one where we're gonna play the Bulldogs. So we'll go ahead and get stuck into that. But yeah, I have changed some things around. So a lot of players, so every draftee's in here. Every player that has changed their name is in this team. There might be a few major outs, but all in all, I think this should be a fun stream as we watch a few people in Collingwood colours, whether if it's new numbers through draftees or whether if it's a change in number from previous players. But yeah, it should be fun. So that's roughly, who we have. Just, throwing some players together. And players that, obviously will play at some point too. So I'll put Reef in there. As he'll be a bit of a wild card for next year, or a bit of a player that for those outside Collingwood are not going to probably know. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get things started. Huh, that's actually interesting. I actually never even thought about that, actually. Oh, here we go. Oliver Henry and his new number, or he misses. Lipinski wearing one is good. Hey, Ducks. How's things? Yeah, so we're just going to basically be doing AFL 2022 edition. So a lot of the players that have, either, as I said, new numbers have changed their number. I've tried to fit all of them into one side, but still obviously have a decent side together. So I've done the best I could. So here we go. Lipinski's about to come in for his first goal as he shanks it. But yeah, so every player on the 2022 list should be not only in this game, but they should have all of their correct numbers, which I don't know, should be pretty fun and exciting, at least for me. War number one. Yeah, that is. I actually never even put the two and two together. I wonder if that was like a Western Bulldogs thing. If if he's aware that maybe it's like a little bit of a call out for you guys pick Trelaw over me, and yeah, Draper's tackling as well too. So no, everyone's getting around it, which is obviously good. Yeah, so we got Aiden Begg in the ruck there. He's also grown a few centimeters as well, which is good. So obviously he's more likely going to be a main option going down the line as a main ruckman. But then yeah, if not, he'll always be an option as a forward. In fact, Dux, I might actually just make you mod as well, mate, because I know obviously it's probably better to have you mod in here anyway. Alright, here we go. Let's see if we can get it to Lipinski. No, Lipinski with the tackle though. Ooh. Come on. Draper, I don't believe first round talent went to the third round. Fox Footy had him, I think it was 26 or 28 for memory. But yeah, he did slide. So he was, at the start of the year, he was predicted to go 16th. But he did have an injury during the year, or at least in the last 12 months, which I'm assuming would have, tanked his stocks. Oh, geez, I got Faye right in the goal square if I can get him there. So yeah, no, I think we'll come to see that Draper will definitely be the seal of the draft. Like, that's my honest opinions, and without any biases aside. Unless if there's anyone else that pops up, that either does better or comes from a lower pick. Oh, sorry, yeah, it comes from obviously a pick further back in that draft group. But I can definitely see yeah, people looking at Draper and going, yeah, yeah. At the very least, he would definitely be considered a steal. Whether if he's quote unquote the best steal is going to be interesting to find out. I mean, I guess according to who you speak to, even though this might be a little bit of cap, but with Dagos going to pick 4, even people are even saying, oh, I probably wouldn't call it a steal. I'd definitely call it a bargain though. But I mean, people are even saying that theoretically Dagos could be the steal of the draft, which even coming from a Collins supporter, I think that's a bit much. All right, so here we go. Cooper Murley is about to have his shot on goal. And I'd imagine he's kicking this. There you go. Yeah, so apparently Zach Taylor was the other one. Yeah, apparently Zach Taylor was the other one that was considered to be the steal of the draft. But I think for what we needed, I think it was actually better we got Draper. I mean, even though Taylor went the pick before, but I don't think we really needed. I don't think we needed a player of Zach Taylor's caliber. We definitely needed more of a Draper than personally. But yeah, that's my take on it anyway. Have any options? Oh no, it's Siren has gone. I bet you we talked to Draper. We said we could get Hill if we went. Yeah. One thing I will also give a lot of credit to Hind and Wright for as well is that we actually, even though I do see a lot of people like saying that we needed a key defender, why didn't we go after a key defender? I do want to clarify that a little bit because I think after that draft, I think we have our answer is that it's better to wait for the right one. Oh, geez, that's a bit of a kick. We waited to get the right one instead of getting the one for now. And if you look at, I don't even think we've officially. I don't think Big Roo is officially on the list though. I think he still has to be picked. I think he's got the similar contract to what Cox was, and Cox can still technically play for us. But he's not like on any of our lists. If that, jeez, why couldn't he kick straight there? Yeah, so yeah, I think when it comes to Big Roo, he's similar on a similar contract to Cox. So we still have to technically draft him, but we obviously have full rights to. Oh, here we go, Kruger coming up. Nah, hits the post. But yeah, we still have what's it called? Obviously rights in getting him, and if we obviously think he's talented enough, we will pick him up. He will take a bit of time because I saw him kick. Well, I saw his like kicking action, and just by that alone, he definitely will take a bit of time. But my god, that like he's not even 20 yet, and he looks like he's got the body of like a person in like their mid to high 20s. Like it's crazy how big that kid is. Like kid's 19, and he's like built like a man mountain. Crazy. And I think also too, I think Murley's also an interesting option because his talents are actually from the forward line. Um, so sorry, his talents are actually from the midfield. But I honestly wouldn't be surprised if we actually go and put him in the forward line. Actually, you might meet Sean Marsh on Sunday. Oh well, yeah, if that's the case, and good luck, I guess. What's today? Wednesday. Yeah, I know. What the first game for the Big Bash is on Tuesday, at least for the Renegades. I think Ruganakiki's like second, is he? Oh, the Renegades Day. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, apparently, the Fox Footy team was saying that he's like the first. Was he the first ever player to be named Arthur in the AFL? Which I don't know about you guys. I think that's a very I'm actually pretty surprised by that. I would have thought somebody at some point would have been called Arthur in the AFL, but for that to be like the first one, I think they said it was the first one ever, wasn't it? If I win a Renegades shirt on Sunday, I will go for the Renegades. Oh, I mean, if you want to follow the best team, then I guess you'll do whatever it takes, I guess. Well, yeah, there we go. Jeez, Ruse kicked at least 4, I think. Oh, he's kicked 7. Jesus. I will go for the Renegades for 1 year. Yeah, I don't think we'll be making finals, but I'll still be cheering them on, just like any supporter would. But I don't know. At least we got something in our trophy cabinet. So, oh, so with my understanding, so Cricket 22 that's coming out tomorrow, isn't it? Am I right in that, or is it another day? Because I saw something on Twitter, something about like it was coming out like midnight, but they were talking about someone from Pakistan or something. So, or something like 14 hours, but the dude was like from Pakistan or. So I was a bit confused on that. And it's not on the PlayStation Store at the moment, so I'm not too sure what they're doing when it comes to buying on the store itself. Um, what's happening with Trelaw? Northern, I have no idea what that is, but hopefully it's not bad. Horn, for instance, is good. Yeah, he'll have a fantastic career. Like, my only thing is that it's gonna, like, I don't think it potentially would because, like, just because you're from another state doesn't, it's not just automatically a thing. But I would really, really hate for North to be really committed to Horn Francis only for him to leave in like 4 years' time or however long it is. An eye infection. Ah, yeah, okay, fair enough. Well, yeah, hopefully it's not too bad and it heals soon then. We just saw Trelaw and then number one Guernsey. Oh, on, yeah, AFL Live. Alright, fair enough. Well, yeah, he's obviously going to be in the game because we're playing Bulldogs. One Taylor, get him. Oh. Yeah, there we go. Charlie Dean helping out the defence there. And then to Lipinski. Let's see if we can get over to Hoskin Elliott. Or Murley. Can he get it to... Nah, there. Couldn't keep it in. Hey, come on. Oh. Oh, tackle, good. There we go. Um, oh, Harvey Harrison, first shot on goal. Is it a goal? Oh, no. Geez, it would have been a goal too if they didn't take the mark. Paul could have got Francis as a father-son because his dad played for Port, I think. Well, we're talking about Horn Francis? I'd imagine so. Um, okay, how many, so in terms of playing for Port, oh yeah, there was a Francis that played for Port, wasn't there? So was that his dad? He, his dad didn't play. Alright, fair enough. But there was a Francis that played for Port, wasn't there? Or maybe I'm thinking Francis is like a first name, maybe. Jeez, his accuracy upon goal is not great. Alright. He's a lefty, isn't he? Oh, come on. Ah, oh, missed it. Yeah, Fabian Francis. Did I watch your latest video? No, only because there are heaps of videos on my watch later list that I haven't gotten to yet. So I'll get to it at some point. I'd like to hopefully say tomorrow, and for that to be a thing. But I think I checked before, and it's just under 400 videos I got to watch to keep updated. So it might be a while before I'm fully updated on everything, and then by the time I update the videos that I'm watching, like I had to unsubscribe to ESPN and all that stuff for all the NBA coverage, and if you sub to ESPN, they do a lot of NFL stuff, which I don't really. Um, yeah, I just don't really care for the NFL that much. So hopefully that can quicken up the process in terms of watching everything and keeping up to date. Oh wow, okay. That's a bit of a miss and a half, and a quarter,
I'm back,
and an
guys.
eighth. Alright, all good.
I did get the notification too that you weren't live, so I will like the stream.
Yep, all good. Yeah, so I've got all the players on there, all their current numbers and everything, so which is obviously good. So is that going in? Yes, it is. I haven't updated the list unless you do it manually. Oh, is Lipinski on the Bulldogs team? Um, no, you shouldn't, because I would have done the trade thing unless if I went to the custom area. Kev, if you are still watching, make sure to pop in the chat. Whenever you can. Huh. Okay, maybe I went to the maybe I just went to the creator thing then instead of just going to the Bulldogs team list. I didn't think I did, but obviously if it's showing that, then I must have then. So quick question for you, Kev, because it's just come to mind and we're probably going to talk about it eventually, so might as well be now. With the news that Aiden Begg has potentially grown 3 to 4 centimeters, do you now see him as a permanent ruckman, or like, do you like where do you see his
Ruck
footy being
forward,
played?
potentially.
Yeah, because for those who don't know, he's basically prior or in his draft year, he was basically touted as he was a ruckman that was too small, so or at least for like AFL standards. So he was basically touted as a forward that could like play second ruck. But now that he's grown like 3 to 4 centimeters, he's over 2 meters tall. So now the potential of him being, yeah, I guess the potential of him being a ruckman is probably a lot more likelier now, given that he's grown 4 centimeters or 3 centimeters, whatever it is. Because Roughhead, there was a photo of him sitting next to Roughhead, and he actually looked. I can't remember if it was the same height or taller, but he was basically, there wasn't any difference when it came to him and Roughhead in terms of height when he was sitting next to him. So, I don't know if you want to call it the rumor or whatever you want to put it as, but the likelihood that potentially, he's missed again. Um, yeah, the likelihood of him being a full-time ruckman. Not that we, are desperate for one, because obviously Brody Grundy's, he's obviously got that spot to a T right now. Come on, Big Roo, get it? Yes. Yeah, he's obviously got that spot to a T, but so no one's gonna really be challenging him in terms of taking his spot. Why am I playing on beginner? Because I haven't changed it in the settings because when I did the what's it called, the trying for. In fact, you know what? I might actually up the difficulty anyway, because that's probably a smart thing to do. Because it was when I was trying to do the most points, and I haven't changed it since. But we'll change it now. We'll go to senior. And now that I've changed it now and I've changed it on stream, I'll probably start to miss now. Because now the pressure will be on. Oh, corner. Yes, there we go, Kruger. Oh, is it? And yeah, sports stuff, that's TJ, isn't it? And I guess maybe that's probably the next question. So with Kruger, do you think 15 suits him? Because I know he was 15 at Geelong, and during his like draft year and stuff, he's worn 15 a lot. Do you think it suits him?
I'll say it probably would.
Yeah, yeah. I'm only saying that. I'm only saying that to about the TJ stuff. I'm only saying that because he's not modded yet, but I've modded him on the channel now, or at least that account. So I've modded that account. What do you need help with, mate? We'll get him. Um. Yeah. So what's the verdict with Kruger? Do you think? I mean, it's not like it's not like there are plenty of other things that are more important to be worrying about. But I don't know. Do you think 15 suits Kruger? Oh, he's gone. Are you all good?
Yeah, I'm all good.
Yeah, it's just you cut out and
Yeah,
cut
because what
back
I
in.
try to do is I try to pause on YouTube so I can see who's commenting on it.
Yeah.
And if there's any trouble, or at least that way I can bloody sort it out.
Wait, why are people talking about people's addresses in the chat? Yeah, but I mean, why are we having? I don't want to be
General
seeing people's ad.
English.
Yeah, I don't want to be. I don't care if it's real or not. I don't want to be seeing people's addresses in the chat. We need to be respecting people's privacy.
$27 views from 2 hours ago. Wow. Oh, God.
I mean, this is. I don't know about you, Kat, but for me, this. I don't even know how to pronounce his name right, but Rolgi. I don't think I've seen him in the chat before, so there's no. Unless if he's gonna be doing anything that that warrants it. At the moment, I don't see a reason to
I don't
be
think
doing
I've
anything.
seen him in my streams when I've been streaming.
Yeah,
So,
it's no one's address. The address isn't registered. It's still. I just don't like the idea of it.
yeah, don't.
Even as I said, even if it's real, fake, a real address or fake address, like we just need to be keeping those things out of the chat, please.
So, you think that's gaming? Yeah, it is gaming.
Yeah, I mean, like if he's happy to be like if he can be respectful in the chat, I'm happy to keep him there. I'm not gonna hide him for just talking or just existing.
No.
Just as long as you're respectful and um as long as you're treating people the way that you want to be treated, then you've got no issue. Or I've got no issue. Okay, I got Brady Grundy back in now. Oh, I must have defaulted back to the normal, the size and stuff.
She's north.
Are you all good, mate?
Yeah, hang on.
Yeah, it's just saying that you're, going in and out of the voice chat, that's all. You forgot to save. Is that what it is? Nah, surely that's not what it is. Because I know you can change it from like a manual selection to auto selection. Maybe I've just done that. Oh, Cooper's taking the mark.
Should have got my iPad.
I don't think I'm going to kick this, but oh well, let's just see how we go. No, not even close. Yeah, I think it's manual. Manual is if you change in the settings to manual, then it yeah, once you change it to manual in the settings, then I think that's all that needs to be done. Here we go. Ah, come on. Yes, there we go. Checkers. Jesus, is another one. And what am I supposed to kick this if I can't even? Oh my god! If I kick this. Well, that's coming back. Not enough. Damn. Alright, here we go. Hoskinell is about to kick a goal, and he's all good. Oh, I haven't even seen. I've only just noticed that the stream's gone to 7 likes. Obviously, thanks for everybody for tuning in and supporting the stream. Yeah, wasn't expecting to get that many likes this early, but still appreciate it all the same. Oh, there we go. And we get. Oh, you had to keep on running, AJ. See, Lubinski got number 1. I mean, he had the number 1 in terms of like training and stuff, so I saw it coming in that sense. But yeah, it is surprising that he got it. I would have thought even if he wasn't gonna get 27, because I knew Poulter was gonna get 24 because if you watched, I think it was the Mother's Day episode for the Sunday footy show. Caleb Poulter was on there, and he actually mentioned that his favorite number was 24. Um, so given that 24 was available after JT retired, I would have imagined that he would have obviously asked for that number straight away. Um, But yeah, like it is surprising because I don't know about you guys, but especially when it comes to numbers, I always like there to be a little bit of meaning or a little bit of like I don't know, a little bit of a connection to the next player, if that makes any sense. Oh, did Big Roo get 45? I mean, that's probably not too surprising considering that was, except for probably what 42. That the next number, or the lowest number that was next available was 45. Um, yeah, Big Roo looks massive. Like the dude's not even 20, and he's like what 6'8" or something, and he's what 202 centimeters, and God looks like he's like, the dude's just massive. Like I'm surprised that he's that big at that age. But yeah, I mean it's obviously good for us. But yeah, yeah, 42's retired because of Aaron Mullane. So there will be no more players that will wear 42. As we've retired that number probably forever. But yeah, the only way someone will wear 42 is if we take that jumper number out of retirement. But I would imagine, at least in our lifetime, that's probably never going to happen. So, when it comes to a jumper retirement, basically when you retire a jumper, it just means the club won't give that number to any other player. So it's normally a thing they do out of respect. So they do it a lot in the NBA. I don't know if they do it in the NFL because I just don't watch the NFL that much. But I know they do it in the NBA. It's just a sign of respect to say that yeah, this person that wore this number meant a lot to the club. So because Darren Mullane meant a lot to Collingwood, we obviously retired his jumper out of respect, so no one gets to wear 42 anymore. Ooh, come on, get there. Nope. Come on, tackle, good. Ooh, throwing the ball. There you go. Ah, damn. But yeah, if Mumford might come back to the Giants. Well, the only way a player can get back into a club now is through the supplement program. I think that's what it's called. Um, yeah, it's like I think it's got. I can't remember what the official like line or term was, but yeah, because I know what was it. Josh Cripps apparently he's training at Carlton at the moment for a spot, so yeah, that's how they're gonna be getting. Oh, here we go, Hoskin Elliott on the run. Oh no, no, surely not. Surely, if we didn't trade pick two, we wouldn't have had Nick Dacos for that. Maybe coming in. No, let's just put it this way. The fact that we traded our future first, in the end, it worked out to be the best move we could have ever have done. Let's just put it that way. Oh man, come on. Come on. Oh no, I think I'm gonna miss this one. Yep. What did we get again? What for the pick 2 trade? I don't know, it was 2 late first rounders, I think. How was that? I was still in, like, I didn't even move off my mark. If anything, that should be holding the man. There we go. Is he gonna kick this? Oh, you bet he does. Good work, Merley. What did we get again? I think it was... Well, what did Ollie Henry go at? Because Ollie Henry was our top pick. I don't rate Paddy Dow. He was picked 3 in a draft, Jera was. Yeah, but I mean, you're always... I think you can basically look at every draft. There's always going to be someone that was overrated or that was picked too high in a draft. That's just normal. Yeah, I think I don't know too much about Dow, but my impression of him was that yeah, the last season that just happened was probably his best year. But I couldn't probably comment on like yeah, I don't know if I could probably say he's like a good or bad player or anything like that, but from what I remember, I think he has technically gotten better, so um there is that. Oh no, didn't his there we go. I'm on Big Roo Punch. Come on, go forward, AJ. There we go. Alright, let's see if we can get you a goal. Ah, come on. Yeah, I don't know the specifics. All I know is that in the end we won that trade, even though there was a point in time where we could have gone, geez, maybe this may not work out. But I can tell you now, if anyone doubts that trade, I don't know, they're just wrong. Like the only thing is that even though that came off as a massive win for us, the only thing that I have is that if we knew that we had pick 2, we could have got higher picks and we could have got even better players. So, yeah, to basically to trade our pick 2 and to get the players that we got. I has that in the back. To get the players that we got with that pick 2, and then to still get Dacos at the end of the day. I don't know. I reckon that's one of the best trades of all time. To me personally, how you can get that much of a result. Yeah, I know it was 2 first rounders. I know that. Um, so get there. Get them early. Yes. Geez, Merley's having a bit of a go. Um. Okay, pick 17. It wasn't just pick 17. There was definitely 2 picks, and I believe they were 2 late first rounders. Where is Draper? I think I listed him on the half-forward flank, I think. No, I think he was on the bench. He won't be playing in this one because they resetted the list to the default list. So he won't be playing in this one. Oh, come on. Who won the draft? I don't know what other teams got, so I couldn't tell you who won. All I know is that I was very happy with our efforts. That's all I can say at this point at this time, at least. Ooh. Why not? Let's go for the top. Damn. So Freo, Hawthorn. Yeah, I think Freo did very, very well. They had what I think 3 picks within what 20. It looks like with the players they got, they did very well. Hawthorn, I'm not too sure what they did. Um, Apparently, according to Pommy, well, they picked up Rochelle. And apparently, if you ask Pommy about Rochelle, he reckons he's the best kid going around. Or maybe not the best kid going around, but he really rates him. Um, didn't Neil Erasmus go to Fremantle, or am I thinking of somebody else? Oh no, sorry, you did say sorry, I didn't say the Freo part. I thought you meant that they all went to Hawthorn. But no, I definitely liked I liked what Freo did. I think they did very, very well for what they did. Um, I don't know much about Jake Solo. Um, so I don't know if that was a good. I don't know if that was a good pick or not. Um,
Alright, I'm just gonna have to do something. Don't know how long it'll be.
yeah.
And then after that, we'll jump straight off it, so I'm going to mute it as well.
Yeah, all good. Just pop
Because
in whenever
you
you're
know how I
ready.
was telling you that earlier. The reason why I probably can't stream until later on. Yeah, you know, it's moving stuff back.
Yep. Oh, that's fine. Like, just pop in whenever you're ready.
No, at least I thought I'd have the decency to let you know, mate. At least you know
Yep.
what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and outside of I don't know, maybe the top, if most of the first round, um, yeah, in terms of players, I only know of players that basically went, like, the majority of them went in the first round, and then a few players after that, and then obviously all of Collingwood's picks. If there's anything outside of that, then I really have no idea when it comes to any of the draftees. So yeah, Jake, probably go if that's what it is. I don't even know if I said that right. I probably butchered the hell out of it. Um, Collingwood were the worst team in the first round. No picks in there. What do you mean we were the worst team in the first round? We picked up Dacos. We picked up the best kid in the draft. And we didn't even, technically we didn't even have a pick in the first round, and we basically literally got the best kid in the whole entire draft. So I think that's a pretty good effort if you ask me. I don't know how many people can say that they got the best kid in the draft and they didn't even have a first round pick to literally get him. I mean, obviously, you know, the big thing there was the fact that the best kid in the draft was a father and son, but still. How do you forget Dacos? Out of all the players to forget, how do you forget Dacos? Like, our best pick that we took into the draft was pick 38. And we ended up getting basically a number one, theoretically in terms of talent, some that considered to be the number one pick. We got a kid that was predicted to be 16th, and then he had a shoulder injury. And then we picked up two kids after that that were, you know, probably quality of what they when they third rounders in the end, late third rounders. Who do you think we should play round one? It's hard to go off the whole entire list at the moment. But I don't know if you want to put some names in the chat, that would probably help me out a lot more. But no, there's definitely. I mean, we've definitely got plenty of players that are worthy of round one. Um, it's just a matter of who's fit and firing, and who do we need to give a little bit more time of development into, and because someone like Draper, could he play round one? He probably could, but will he? Probably not. North, we should play North 17th versus 18th. Oh, what team should we play round one? Ah, okay, my bad. I thought you meant in terms of players. All right. I mean, I don't really have my eyes set on anybody specifically. Considering we've had Western Bulldogs the last few years, I wouldn't mind them, but obviously that's going to be unlikely considering that, basically considering that, they're probably going to play Melbourne in a grand final rematch, but still all the same, wouldn't mind playing them round one again. Just not that it's like a massive tradition, but I never saw the issue in playing them on a Friday night at Marvel Stadium. Always thought that was a good way to kick off the season personally, so got no issues there. The other one I think was Hawthorn. Hawthorn's not too bad. Um, I mean, I don't mind playing North Melbourne round one. That would be good, but give Roughhead a shot. Give Roughhead a shot where? Is it bright now? It looks before it was like hailing and shit, wasn't it? It was like raining pretty heavily before. Alright, we'll go into team management because actually no, we'll go back out and we'll go options. Game options or competition settings, I'm not sure. It's raining here. No, I don't think it's. No, it's not raining where I am. It's a little bit like dark, but I mean, when it's just past 8 o'clock, I mean, it's pretty understandable. Well, it's only just starting to get dark. Yeah, but I mean, like when you're in the summer, that's what happens when you have daylight savings as well. So, where are we going? Is it? It'd be in the competition settings, wouldn't it? Here we go. Manual. There we go. All right. So now we should be all right. All right. So let's put everybody in. We'll put. Yeah, Charlie Dean. We know who's going to play fullback. So we'll obviously put him at fullback. McInnes, I don't mind having in there. Have him replaced with the Gully. Maybe put someone like a Harrison because he's definitely more suited to a wing. Draper, you've put him somewhere. We'll take him out. Put Faye up at full forward. Actually, who should be full forward? Faye or Kruger? Kruger's probably more the workhorse, so we'll probably put Kruger at centre forward. Ollie Henry we'll just put on the bench somewhere there. Beg we'll put on in it as ruck. Jug, Ginnivan, Kelly, Cameron, Wilson, King, Bianco. I think that's basically it. We might take Noble out because he's been a main fixture in the side. Oh yeah, Lipinski, of course. I don't know how I missed Lipinski. Have Lipinski in there, put him in the middle somewhere. Big Bash Sunday night. Is that when the first game is? Because I know the first Renegades game is on Tuesday. So I'd imagine that's when the first official game is for the whole competition. Is Sunday night. Yeah, I'll definitely be going to some games for sure. Yeah, hopefully it's a good season. Hopefully the Renegades do alright. Kruger's doing well with Geelong. Well, he was doing well at Geelong, and then Geelong's decided they didn't want him anymore. So their loss is our gain. So if they suck about not having Kruger anymore, it's their own damn fault. Surely there's somebody that I'm missing that like either hasn't had a game or we just picked up. Ginnivan, Chug. I don't really want to put Chug in there. Oh, actually, depends. Who do we have on the bench? Why not? Let's just take. Geez, they're all mids. Let's take Sybottom out. Why not? I can't think of it. Everyone else has had some games under their belt, or that hasn't had a number change. Unless if I'm like completely missing someone. But I don't think I am. No. Alright, whatever it is now, we'll just go with. Actually, can we? You know what? Let's put Faye in the ruck. Let's do that. Faye in the ruck. I beg second ruck, so that's more of what's probably gonna happen. Let's give Charlie Dean the kick out. And let's save it, and then we'll go on with that. These sponsors, Geelong should stop. Nah, the whole season is supposed to be, you know, using all the guys that have their numbers changed. Might go to Stars versus Thunder MCG. I'll probably be going on Tuesday. I don't know who we're playing, but I know it's the first game. Just have to obviously get tickets and see how we go. Yeah, I couldn't even tell you who we're playing actually. Actually, here we go. So, Kev, do you know who the Renegades are playing on Tuesday night?
Oh, fuck.
Actually, you wouldn't care, would you? Because you're a Stars supporter.
Yeah, but I can still look it up.
Okay. There you go, Adelaide Strikers apparently. So,
Pardon me.
I trust Tom with my sources, or as one of my sources. So,
Tom, I
I'll
love
get
you,
there.
mate.
Oh, here we go. So, excluding Dacos. Oh, actually, then that doesn't leave it with too many options.
Actually, I do have a good question for the chat. Since there's 3 people watching, including myself. Out of the kits that we've got, who do you think will surprise the most? Or is going to shock us the most and we're thinking, wow, this kid's got something like a 10-year player. Obviously, we all know Nick Dacos will be that, but which other players that chat thinks, apart from Nick Dacos, that's going to be like really, really good players?
I've got an answer, and I think it's actually the answer too.
Go for it.
Harvey Harrison.
You know what? That will not surprise me.
Do you want to know why I think that too?
Yeah, I might as well, since there's so much else.
Yeah. So I think considering he was our last pick that we picked up. So for one, there's obviously a lot of room to theoretically surprise. But not only that, I thought he was a little bit taller than what I thought he was. So he is more of a smaller type. But he was the quickest kid in the draft. But he's also got a little bit of goal sense. And I'm starting to sort of believe that they gave him. It's not that they went, hey, 36, Harvey Harrison, here you go. Because I've always said that I always wanted someone to be similar to Swan, and I'm not saying that Harvey Harrison is going to be Swan, even though he'll probably play roughly. I think he'd be more of a wingman than a midfielder, but still will basically play in the midfield when he's fully developed.
Yeah,
But I think his speed.
Chatting, but yeah,
I think his speed is something that's very, very. I don't know how do you put it. Very special, and I think if you can mold a play around that speed, similar to probably like a Shai Bolton. How Shai Bolton was known for his speed, I think he's probably. I think because I know one of the things with Shy Bolton, he was very quick, but his disposal efficiency when he would kick was atrocious. I've only seen his highlights. Obviously, I'm not going to see him butcher the ball or anything like that. So I've only seen him kick well, so I haven't seen him kick poorly yet. But in saying that, from what I've seen, he seems like he's not that bad of a kick. So, she's not going to hit the post there. Damn, and that was a new kid too. You reckon Gibbons will get picked up in the supplemental period? If he does, I hope it's not. I hope it's not us. I really don't rate him. After the way that he apparently left Carlton, just from an attitude point of view, I think was really poor form on his behalf. Well, here we go. Draper kicking his first goal. Yes, there you go. Arlo Draper with his first goal. Yeah, he that was a really big turn off for me personally. Once I heard that he was sort of a bit and I mean maybe I mean I could always turn it around if he's like if there was a little bit of if there's a little bit more to the story that I'm not aware of, and maybe he's willing to change his attitude, then maybe that might be a bit of a different story. But when it comes to Gibbons, I really don't rate his attitude.
No, I don't. I agree. I think with Gibbons, my problem is when if we do pick him up, is that what sort of a attitude is he gonna bring? Like,
Yeah, because like even in his like exit or his interview on like SEN, he was sort of it was as if he was like sooking, if anything. Like it wasn't like a it was like, oh, but I play my best footy in the midfield. I didn't play any minutes in the midfield, blah blah, things like that. And it's like, well, hang on, you played what in the forward pocket, half forward, even like couldn't you even if it wasn't within team code or whatever, you could have gone up the ground and you could have helped your team that way if you were really desperate to show something. I mean, we are talking about Carlton, so like it is sort of up in the air. If North is in here, he may dislike that, but oh well. But you know, like it's so hard to know which way it goes. But when you have a player that goes out the way that he did, he just didn't. He didn't. He wasn't a captain that went down with his ship, sort of thing. So there's a bit of a question mark over his attitude. And especially the fact that we're trying to clean that up. Not saying that he's like a terrible person or anything like that, but when it does come to an attitude, like we are sort of, we're trying to implement players with good attitudes as well. Like that's something that we're trying. Hey Bella. That's something that we're trying to emphasize on going forward. So I think when it comes to Gibbons, I just don't rate Gibbons just purely off the fact of how he left Carlton and how he sort of like he just sort of he just left as if he's like, yeah, screw this, and just basically gave everyone the bird as he walked out. Like, you know, you don't want someone to be doing that and then that person then walking into your club, because then you think, well, if he's doing that, there's every chance he could then theoretically do that to us if we're trying to do right by him, if that makes any sense. And we're just coming off with this whole De Goey situation too, so, you know, the difference is that obviously De Goey is so much more talented. But yeah, you don't want to be doing it to a guy that's like barely scraping it to make it into the AFL. And granted, you know, he can kick his goals and stuff, but I don't know. I don't know if you want to be doing it to, you know, I don't know if you should be going out of your way for a player like that when he's not really like a superstar player, if that makes any sense. So are we? So I don't know if you're still in the chat, Kev. But if anyone can clarify this, because I was under the impression that we have no list spots to give. So are we allowed to give a supplementary or a supplement pick, whatever it's called? Are we allowed to bring a player like that in? Because to my knowledge, we weren't we don't have any list spots available. I don't rate Loney. Like Loney is okay, but like there's just so many better options. Like Handerhand's a better option. Like I would much rather have say someone like a Handerhand. But then again, no clubs have gone after him, so I'm really wondering why we're so hesitant on getting someone like Handerhand, because to me he looks like a great, like I've said it before, he's literally, oh come on. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Alright, are you guys able to hear me at all? I'd assume I am because my audio levels are up. Yeah, capture card's not going great right now, guys, so just trying to reset the capture card at the moment. Yeah, I think the mic is give me audio levels, but everything else isn't. So we'll just do a quick check. Yeah, I mean, I thought Handerhan was basically the next clone of a JT. So how we were able to not get him is really beyond me. But yeah, I really rated Handerhan. If you go and watch his highlights, like I think he's more than ready. I think he's very capable of playing at the AFL level. He probably has a lot of people in front of him. But then again, I guess if you look at the people that we got for him, I mean, Chug is more, apparently, in terms of what we want, apparently Chug is more of a defender type. So, you know, if you want a, you know, we can't get someone like Handerhand if we're going to get rid of Chug, we need to get a small defender. And Handerhand, why am I playing beginner? I changed it over to senior. Gibbons didn't get a team either. He can join a team through the supplementary period. Alright, we should be back. Yeah, it looks like we're back. Yeah. Why was I playing on beginner? I was in the start of the stream, but I shouldn't be now. Unless if it resets every game or something, but I don't think it does. Gibbons didn't get a team either. Yeah, I think the attitude probably cost him a AFL lifeline, to be honest. Yeah, so I know the SSP is the supplement. It's supplement something period or something like that. No, supplement. I know supplements in that SS, but I don't know the full abbreviation of it. But yeah, I mean, I can imagine that. Yeah, maybe he would get picked up in the mid-season draft. Like if he's able to like turn himself around a little bit, because yeah, I think his attitude definitely turned a lot of clubs off. Oh come on. See, yeah, there you go. So what's it called? Season supplemental period. There you go. Oh, here we go. Charlie Dean with probably his first kick. We can get him another one. Can we? Come on. Drive it down the middle, Charlie. Drive it down the middle. There we go. Come on, get there, get there. Yes, there we go. It worked out in the end. Alright. Yeah, actually, that bar does look very... that looks like it is on easy. Maybe it does reset. No? Okay, apparently it's on senior, so... Given still a chance, maybe... Yeah, no. Come on, here we go. Oh, that's a goal. North were going to get Dean. How? They went with, what's his name instead? They went with Pollock. I mean, they could have weighed up their options, but they, they went with Pollock instead, so... Actually, what a fall from grace Pollock had. Like, he went from a dude that was being paid, what, 800k or something? To just, scraping in with the rookie selection. Like, what, 2-3 years later?
Can you tell how many dislikes you got, or is there something that you know?
I can't look at it at the moment.
I know
because I'm obviously streaming, but I would imagine it's yeah. I've got 8 at the moment with 5 people watching. Mind you, thank you for everybody tuning into the chat.
It's been a while
Obviously,
since
really.
your last stream.
What's that?
It's been a while since your last stream.
Yeah, like on this channel, it's been about a week and a half, I think. Yeah, just a lot of things have been happening. Some of them, Kev, which I'd rather
that's it.
say that way, but yeah, there's been a few things that have been going on in my personal life at the moment that's not been ideal, but nothing that I can't get past, so...
Also, thank you guys as well for helping me out yesterday too. With that incident.
Yeah, so with Rantel, would he... So, do you know anything about the supplemental, Jeez, I'm now forgotten the abbreviation.
Did we pick up Lyndon Dunn with that? I'm pretty sure we did.
The second time around, yeah. But I don't think we have any list spots, though. Tom, can you confirm if we have a list spot for that? Because I know in terms of, like, a main sort of, like, spot, we don't. Because we've given up all those. But I don't know if this supplemental like season. Yeah, I keep getting these things mixed up. Is it season that comes first or supplemental that comes first? Have I pre-ordered Cricket 22? Um, Technically I did, but then they obviously cancelled the pre-order. I'll probably be getting it on the digital store though. So yeah, best believe once it goes live, I'll be buying it and downloading it straight away. And yeah, I mean, hopefully it's good. I'd imagine it would be, and I don't know. I'm kind of excited to see the graphics, if anything. Um, so yeah, no, it's come on, when you get there. Ooh. I think yeah, they said something about 12:01, so I think that's when it's coming out. It's always really annoying, especially when it comes to games like Big Ant, Wicked Witch, things like that. I believe this is like the first ever time that Big Ant Studios actually had um a game that was actually on the PlayStation Store that was actually coming out that you could actually pre-order without waiting for it to go live. So that
I
was
can't wait for the cricket game to come out tomorrow.
yeah. But yeah, so that was the first time it was ever going to happen because I've what's it called? So I've pre-ordered games like that before, but you have to like I've had to wait for them to come out on the actual like release day, and you don't get to like pre-order them and wait for them. So the fact that this was going to be the first one, it was obviously exciting, but obviously with what happened, because they delayed it, they gave me a refund on it, and gonna have to re-buy it again and wait to buy it till it actually goes live on the PlayStation Store, as I said. So it's a bit annoying, but oh well, what are you gonna do? You might need to check that, Tom, because they did give out refunds if you did it before the Tim Payne situation. You'll definitely need to check on it because they would have cancelled your pre-order on that. So unless if it's up on the PlayStation Store now, you should be all good to go. But if not, yeah, make sure to check that pre-order because they might have cancelled it. Yeah, I definitely got refunded for sure. But yeah, just as a heads up, because if you're expecting, yeah, because it even got to the point when I even just because like I even had the file itself even downloaded too, so I had to delete that download.
I think that's just that whole situation like it happened a long time ago. To be
Yeah.
brutally
I can understand why they did what they did, and even though I don't think Big Ant wanted to do it, but the fact that I'm sure Cricket Australia would have told them like, hey, like this, we don't want this to be our cover. I don't know, I just don't understand because even with the physical copies, they even said that if you buy the physical copy, there will be an option for you to download the digital copy. Oh, sorry, no, there will be a digital version of the new cover.
At least they give you that option.
Yeah, but I don't think people really care. Do you really care that instead of having Tim Payne on the cover, you're now gonna have Pat Cummings on the cover now?
No, because to me, like, it doesn't really. Mana in the same sort of flow. At the end of the day, it's just fucking.
Also, as well, just real quick, guys, if you ever do want to buy video games, buy them off Amazon. That's always the cheapest place to buy video games. And then, actually, I should get sponsored by Amazon with the way I
Talk
talk
about it.
about them. Yeah, but no. In all seriousness, Amazon. If you want to get cheap games, even sign up to Amazon Prime. You get like what's it like two at worst it's like 2 days shipping or something, and it's free shipping as well too. On you know the things that have got the Prime tick of approval. Obviously it's not sponsored or anything like that, even though I'd love them to. But no, it's a good way to buy games. That's for sure. In fact, I was even talking about it with someone today actually, because they wanted to get a game, and I literally told them the same thing of like, hey, if you want to get a game, get it on Amazon. So I showed them, because you can get the phone app and stuff, and showed them all that stuff, and oh, okay, cool. I'll go buy a game then. EV games will price match. I'm pretty sure JB Hi-Fi should price match.
Tomorrow, so I got to use up my EB Games card as well, much. See if I
But no, yeah. Well, I mean, even if you do just use it just as a price matching feature, I'm pretty sure they will, honor it. Because EB Games, like, they charge $100, but yet they act like as if that's like the suitable price when they're charging $20 more than the competition. Like,
oh, they do. They really do. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. But the thing is that they keep doing it because people keep buying their products. Like, I mean, even GameStop, which is basically EB Games, I mean, they're not doing too well with their stocks and stuff. So, how they're not just going, hey, let's just like be the same price with everybody else and let's have competitive prices. But, I don't know. Maybe I'm too smart for this, and which, just for the record, I definitely am not. But yeah, once I become the smartest person in the room, yeah, someone's definitely screwed up, because it's very very rare I become the smartest person in the room. I'll just say that now.
Yeah, I don't blame Tim Payne for this. This happened 4 years ago. Yeah.
I don't think I've looked at the messages or anything like that, and to be honest, I don't care to know what he said or how he said things, as long as it wasn't to someone that was under the age of 18, then I really don't care, because it's not my business to know. And if anything, that's to do with his family and who he's, that's a family. Sorry, that's an issue that should, be with his family and should stay that way. So unless if it's involving, as I said, someone that's under the age of 18, I really don't care. Like, I don't know if that's a bad take to have, but
Look, I heard apparently they both did it.
what's that?
I heard apparently they both send nudes to each other.
That's the thing, though. As long as he's not doing it to someone that's, because like, it's not my job, or like, I don't have any interest in how him and his marriage life is going. Like I just honestly just don't. I honestly just don't care. Oh, I guess because we were talking about it now, we might as well give the context. And correct me if I'm wrong, Kev, because I haven't looked at it that much. Because again, as I said, I just don't care that much. Basically, long story short, Tim Payne sent messages to another female while he's, you know, married with kids. Yeah, which basically he was trying to get into a certain part of clothing. Or, yeah, basically he was trying to get into, you know, he was trying to make a move on somebody while he was married with, how many kids has he got? 2, 3 kids?
Yeah, at least
so,
that.
Yeah, he got caught with DMs when he was messaging another person, so another female. But yeah, as I said, as long as the female's not under the age of 18, I really don't give a shit. We just need to let people live their lives, and, you know, obviously when it comes to that, obviously I'm going to have some level of, like, you know, I'm not going to just be, alright, I'm just going to ignore it. Like, if I see him and stuff like that, I'll have that in the back of my head of, like, you know, okay, maybe he's a little bit untrustworthy, so don't believe everything he says. But to say that, I don't know, like, I really, when it comes to it all, like, I really just don't care that much.
Well, that's it. That's what it boils down to. Like, it's a sense of, like, I don't give a shit about what...
Because I really don't like when people are really extra with that. Like, I find it so cringy when people are, like, trying to be all holy art thou sort of thing. Like, it's just, I don't know, just keep it between the people it's supposed to be, and, like, just stop being...
Don't mention anything when you've done it as well. And even though, like...
Well, that's another thing too, like, that's another sort of story within itself, because, yeah, I'd hate to be such a hypocrite to where if I was doing the same thing, but then going on social media, not that I know anyone that has done it or anything like that, but, you know that there are those people out there where they try to get brownie points for saying, oh, that's a bad thing. And it's like, yeah, okay. Like, you're not saying anything that's, you know, out of this world, like you're not innovating, not innovating, what's the word? You're not bringing anything new to the table. Like, we know that stuff is bad, so you saying it's bad doesn't increase your intelligence or anything like that. Like, all you're doing is just stating a fact, basically, or stating a moral choice and saying, "Oh, that's bad," but then it's like, "Well, no shit." Hey, Stevo. Welcome to the chat too.
Oh, hi, Stevo. How are you?
Yeah, I mean, having Cricket 22 being delayed by a week is it's not that bad. Like, if he put Big Ant Studios in a position where it was like over a month, then maybe that's like something. But I mean, we can live with our video games for a week. Like, I mean, my backlog. Is Kev live on Twitter? Are you live on Twitter, Kev?
No.
Well, there you go. Num, that's your answer.
Mate, I haven't been able
to... he said he meant Twitch.
No. Mate, 30 minutes is what I do at the gym. I gotta clean up. Yeah? I don't know how to edit I know how to edit out the noise, but I don't know how to cut some things out.
You'll need like programs and stuff. There are like editing softwares that you'll need to get, but it can all happen in time and stuff. Like it's not. I don't know if you guys in the chat know, but like editing software, recording software. Oh, sorry, recording hardware. It's not cheap. Like, I think just to have Sony Vegas, I mean, you're talking like hundreds of dollars. Capture cards are hundreds of dollars. Mics are about 100, 200 bucks. Like, this decision to make a channel is not cheap.
But also, like, how can I edit out, like, certain parts and then keep moving? Like, how long would that take? Like, what do I need to do? Because I use my phone for that stuff too.
Yeah. Would you have enough time to do a course? Because I know that there'd be like courses on it that you could like learn how to edit and stuff.
I probably could ask Google.
Yeah. Because I mean, like I've basically been self-taught to a certain extent. I mean, the only thing outside of being self-taught is watching like YouTube videos and stuff. Um, but no, I'd say I'd be the furthest thing from an expert when it comes to editing myself. But I know enough to do something here and there. Or is this a goal? Get around him. You just crop the video, you don't need programs for that.
Oh, it's just like his old man.
Yeah, but when you're cropping, what are you trying to, like... I don't understand when you're meaning, like, cropping, though. Like, I mean, if what you're thinking is, like, editing, so to make it more efficient, you could do it that way, but... You can't really... I mean, there is a editing part on YouTube itself, but it's not very good. The way you can, like, manually, like, edit videos, but... Oh, come on.
Yeah,
Oh, Lipinski. He's key to go.
well, I don't see how that can be an issue. I really don't.
Oh, I mean, he's probably meaning just to edit the video so they're a bit more efficient. So if there's any quiet spots or if there's anything that could be cut to, if there's anything you can edit out or cut out, it could just make a more efficient video. So you know how I can't think of any specific examples, but you know how with like Swoop, how like he'll make videos and you see he'll like cut in between each segment. It just makes it look like it's more efficient as he's like editing it and stuff. Back on my back? Yeah, it is.
So say, how do you know? See if I can edit out that part.
Mm. Alright, come on, tackle. Uh... Yeah, it's not on the PlayStation Store yet, so I can't pre-order it. It'll probably come on when it's live at midnight. But yeah, if there's any questions you guys have in the chat, feel free to put them in the chat. Alright, you back?
Yeah, I don't know what fuck happened.
Hmm.
No,
Oh,
I
no.
don't know how to do it.
Do what?
Edit it out.
Nah, don't worry about it. I mean, it might be best to even like invest in at least even like a laptop or something like that. You can probably I know that there are definitely video editing software where you can get something like that for free. It just won't be like it'll do the job. It just won't have any like advanced like technology in it. That's all. Oh, I always bet Kiki's first goal. No, I reckon he's gonna shank this one. Yep. Well, at least it's only quarter time, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about it. Like, who gives a shit?
At the moment, like you don't have to, but I'd imagine you probably would like later down the track. But maybe once you have a few more subscribers and stuff, maybe. But yeah, it's something to stress over now.
You,
At least tonight, even.
you guys just gonna have to suck it up for a bit.
But even if it is just getting into a course at least and learning how to edit and stuff, I would probably it wouldn't be the worst idea or worst thing you could do because if you go into an editing course, I'll teach you how to edit and things like that, so you'll be able to yeah, you'd be able to do even better in your videos.
Even like a camera or something, on that. And just use it. Do you have Penrith as number 40 or am I tripping?
What in the game that I'm
Yeah.
playing? Nah, if it's 40, it'd be AJ.
Uh,
Yeah, if it's 40, it'd be AJ. Kick it. There we go. He's
yeah,
Alo's got another one.
apparently, too, since I got you here,
Yep.
apparently the AFL want to have a Wednesday night game.
Why?
Because they're fucking idiots. The AFL is strongly considering launching the 2022 season with a blockbuster Wednesday night clash in a break from fixture tradition.
Yeah, but who's gonna watch that though?
Oh, mate,
Like
people will fucking
we're so
want it.
used to we're so used to well, it's definitely not going to be Wednesday afternoon, that's for sure. Like it'd be Wednesday night.
That's what they
Because if
say.
they did Wednesday afternoon, then they're definitely idiots. But
Yeah, that.
I don't know. Nah,
That's what they
Biggaroo's gonna
say.
have a shot. Yeah. Hey, Kev. Pendles will hand over the captaincy soon. If he
I think
doesn't
he
do it
will.
this year, he'll definitely do it next year.
I think
Like
he will.
I'm not fussed either way, to be honest.
I think he will.
I will actually. I'll even have this as a big call. If Pendles keeps the captaincy for obviously next year or next season, I don't think Tay then becomes captain ever.
Who?
I don't think Tay will then become captain because I think they'll definitely want to go after someone like Moore.
Yeah.
If Tay if the only chance that Tay has at being captain is if he's captain next season. Because I think he's 28 now, or he's going to be 28 next season. So you don't want to be really giving a guy captaincy when he's 29. I could be wrong, but it'd only be for like a short term if it is. But
Yeah, 100%.
I think he'll play till he's 30, 37, 38. Well, the one thing I wouldn't mind doing, especially if I was Collingwood and looking after Penderini's final few years, is that even getting him to the point where he doesn't have to play every game, and because we're gonna have the personnel to, not need him every week. So even let's just say he's like 38, like he doesn't have to play 23 games or 22 games when he's 38. Like as long as he's playing after the bye rounds, or maybe say let's just say 6 to 8 weeks, but before finals, as long as he's playing those games, then he'll be more than okay. Because if you shorten the season, it's not as hard to get through each game. And who knows, you might even squeeze an extra year or two out of him and get him to 38.
The
He looks
league?
very fit.
What the fuck? The league is reportedly interested in beginning the 2022 home and away season with consecutive prime time matches on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday nights. It could see a grand final rematch between Melbourne and the Western Bulldogs, including the Demons' premiership flag unfurling opening round one before the Tigers and Blues and Tigers do battle on a Thursday night, as has become commonplace. But Wednesday fucking night, sorry, how are you gonna get
Well,
people to get?
wait, so did I get that right? They want to start the season on Wednesday night.
Yeah,
The AFL just needs to stop. Like they just need to stop. Like I'm tired of this like guaranteed money shit. But then they go, oh, but we can innovate and do something different. It's like no, if it ain't broke, don't goddamn fix it. Like you have a product that works. Like leave it alone. Like tweak some things here and there, but like like it annoys me when you have an AFL competition that is so damn successful and they don't just leave it alone. It's like that they're just not. It's like, oh, let's change it for quote unquote the better. It's like, no, I just if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
he's another one player. All three matches will be played in Victoria per the report, given just 30 games have been played in front of crowds at the MCG of the last two seasons. Having fewer men's games on Saturday and Sunday of round could make it easy to place the AFLW Grand Final if fixtured for that weekend in a standalone time slot. No, just have it on the day of it.
Yeah. Oh, here's a question. Do you think that Nick Dacos will ever captain Collingwood?
Yes.
How long do you think it takes them after the next one?
Or
You reckon?
5 years potentially.
So basically, when we pick the next captain, so say Darcy Moore,
Yep.
for example, you think after Darcy Moore it'll then be Dacos, you reckon?
Yep.
That's not half a bad shout, actually, to be fair. That's swinging back. Oh. Am I getting Cricket 22? Yes, I definitely will be. Are we getting it on the PlayStation Store as well? So, I'll probably even buy it when I'm out of the house because I can do. That'd be such a cool thing you can actually do as well. Even though it's been a thing for a while now, I think it was when the PS4 started. You could do it. Oh no. Okay, good. Okay, didn't screw that up too badly. Because if you download the PlayStation app and stuff, you can actually download games like regardless where you are. As long as you got your PlayStation 5 or PS4 in rest mode, you can actually download games while you're out of the house. Which I think is such a cool feature. So even if I just do that, I know it'll be ready when I get home. And as long as you have free space as well too, obviously. No, I haven't watched Cardman's video yet. Yeah, I got to catch up on just under 400 videos, so that's going to take me a while. But it's mostly like ESPN stuff that I'll probably just take off the list anyway. Because like ESPN, like I swear they make like 40 to 50 videos a day, and that's not and that's not even a joke. Because like they probably make about 25 NBA videos and about 25 NFL videos. I think Maynard would be captain. Who is Maynard younger than Moore?
I say so.
Because if that is the case, I would love for Maynard to be captain then. Because then it gives Pendlebury that year. Yeah, I think Maynard's 25.
I shouldn't say stalker, but I'll look it up. I'm sorry for saying that, guys.
It's not that big of an issue, Kev. It's all good.
Ooh. Here we go. 25.
Is he turning 26 soon, or
Next
when's
year,
which month?
the 9th, so September.
Huh. Yeah, that wouldn't be half a bad shout. Like, because one of the things that because I've always really liked it. I don't know. I just need a bit more from him in terms of like consistency. But I've always said that like Maynard's always been a prototype of Luke Hodge, or his like comparisons are very much like Luke Hodge.
But Darcy Moore's
So
203 centimeters, so it's not too bad.
is he 203? I thought he was like 202.
Darcy Moore is 203.
Yeah.
But Braden is 189.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ultimate. Or can he run over the ball like that? Surely. His birthday's the 20th of September. I'm assuming that's Maynard's. Moore's birthday's the 25th. Yeah, they're not much different in age, but yeah, I don't know. I really like the idea. Like, I don't know if he's ready right now, but I really like the idea of having him captain at some point, and whether if that's, you know, in what 2023, which will be not next season, the season after. That would be pretty cool, but if he can, if he can put some good form together and show that Luke Hodge comparison, as I said, that he's had his whole career, if they said it, I definitely wouldn't be against it. I mean, I was even saying, and I think even Kev, you can back me up on this, that I've been saying this for a while, that as a dark horse sort of option, Jack Crisp, I've been saying since, God, like, wasn't it one of the first episodes I even said that, like, I wouldn't mind Crisp to be the next captain. I don't know if you were, like, watching it at the time or not, but yeah, even like Chris, but I think he's in the same, but that's only if it's like this year, because he's in the same boat as Adams. Because him and Adams will be, I think, 28 next season. So going into the season after, he'll be 29.
We've been watching that, yeah, I think.
Yeah, because I said that a while, like, that was like, what, the second episode he did?
Yeah,
Like, that was back when I just had a flat green screen with no effect. Like, that's how far back we're going.
You know, if we ever get called the main ones, you, me, Lottie will be all main people. Because you know how Blue Board they've got the main people on there? As in Tommy, Rocco, and Paolo? Yeah, we'll be the main for your Collingwood. Like, it's terrific.
Oh, geez, the wind took that a bit. Oh, definitely a lot more than I thought it would. Al and Crisp have been our best recruits in a long time. Actually, just on Crisp, like, how good of a deal did that turn out to be? Pick 25, 5, and Crisp. Like, when we first did that trade, like, I know, because, I mean, I know at the time we definitely wanted, like, a ready-made player. But the fact that Chris basically was barely, I think he might have played a handful of games, but it wouldn't be anything more than like 5 games.
Oh, at least that.
In fact, I don't even think he played even now that I think about it. But like, how like that that trade was so damn good. It just sucks because, like, obviously, you know, when it came to Beams coming back, you know, Lions screwed us over that time around. So I don't think we ever lost that as an overall in terms of both trades. But God, that first time around, we came off such big winners out of that trade, and then just to go have it back the other way, man. Yeah, pretty much. The only thing, I mean, yeah, because I mean, like, all those 3 guys, like, that was at first, like, it was a bit hard to get your head around, like, how good that was. But if all those 3 guys are in flight, like, that's like they're easily in your best 22 every week. especially especially if they're injury free and stuff. You all good?
Yeah.
Yeah, just it sounds like you're, making some sounds.
Oh my. Oh man. I'm saying something. And I'm just talking.
Okay.
Ooh.
So I've never heard these sounds from you. That's all.
Yeah. So I follow Big Roo. I haven't heard anything back yet. I start following him on Insta. But if he does follow me back, huge bonus.
Technically, we got Greenwood, Beams, Crisp, DeGoey for 2 first-round picks. Yeah. I mean, in the end, I think it just evened itself out, like, when it went back and forth. So... In fact, let's, put McGuinness in there. Sydney Deliston Membry. Oh, sorry. I thought I read it as Saints Deliston Membry. I was about to say, jeez, that'd be a bit stiff. But yeah, I think in the end, when it comes to both trades, I think in the end it did even itself out, and it became a more fairer trade once you look at both trades. But we could have came off like such big winners out of that if we just had the left beams alone. Like, could you, especially like, because when did that happen? That was at the end of the 2018 season, wasn't it? So we had like just come off the premiership, didn't we? You still there, Kev? Yeah, because I think Beams came in, 2019, I think. So we just came off, the premiership. So, yeah, I wonder what could... Because obviously, we're not going to know, obviously, who we could have picked up. But even then, I mean, surely we could have picked up a kid in the first round that could have even been ready to go and would have been young enough to where he would have had a career where he would have had 12 years at Collingwood. But, in fact, technically we could add 2 of them because we have to give away 2 first-round picks. So... Man, the possibilities that could have happened if we just left Beams alone. And even with the fact that, how... I don't know if people... I don't know if you guys know the reports and stuff, but the fact that, it was basically said that, like, all the recruiters basically told Eddie at the time, like, don't do this, this is not going to work out well, this isn't a good path to go on. And the fact that Eddie didn't care and still told them to do it anyway. Oh man, if Eddie just didn't force that upon the recruiters, and we just backed our recruiting staff to basically have those two first rounders. Because even if you think about it, like, even if it took a bit of time, like, there is no way you can't tell me that we could have got, like, a young Beams coming through. How we couldn't have gotten, like, two Beams, or two versions of Beams basically coming through. Like, and again, I think that's probably even why I'm so excited about Collingwood's future, is that we're now going to have some of the best people in the business, and we're not going to have Eddie just to come in and just ruin it all. Like, I'm just so excited. Okay, let's forward. Come on. Oh, I mean, I know Eddie is fully to blame for all that stuff, but that is probably the question, though. Like, especially in 2019 when we did come so close. Like, could we have made that difference instead of getting, like, even if we went and got, you know, a developing key back even, or, you know, a developing key forward, or, you know, just a midfielder that could be, you know, like a ready-made midfielder, like, you know, like a Dacos, for example. Like, you know, like, they obviously wouldn't be in their prime once the season would have started, but at least if they got picked up now, they definitely would have been ready to go for season 2022. Oh, come on. Oh, I thought that was a mark. How's that holding the ball? Eddie was a good president in some aspects, but he did do some dodgy things at the same time. Yeah, but I think when it got more towards, I think, especially, I think to me, like, as much as it was, I think the whole Buckley and Moldhouse, that was, because it was as if he was like two completely different presidents from that point. Like, once he committed, it's like once we won the premiership in 2010. I don't know, at least from the outside looking in, it just seemed like he was like two completely different presidents. But yeah, regardless, at least if we like move forward now, I think, yeah, we're definitely going to be in a lot better spot, that's for sure. Because, I mean, even if you think about it like this, like, we literally did what we did without a first round pick. Imagine the efforts we could do with the first round pick. I mean, even, let's just say we finish next season to where we land, say, pick 8. If we go and get pick 8, what's stopping us from going, okay, well, here's pick 8. We'll trade that down and get, say, pick, say, 13 and 17. And then, say, DeGoey then goes and you know, we then get pick 6. And we had three first round picks inside of, like, 17. Because I would imagine, like, especially with DeGoey, like, DeGoey would definitely get us at least a top 10 pick. If not a pick that's, like, I don't know, in the top 5 even. In fact, that's actually probably a good question to ask. So, Kev, in terms of De Goey, if he went through via free agency, what compensation do you think we would then get back?
Um,
Because there's a whole bunch of factors that come into it, isn't there? Like how much he gets paid, how long the deal is, um, how much his salary is, to where he's like to the club who's paying him, his history of how much he's gotten paid in the past. Like it's all, I would imagine it's all um
I don't know what we might get back, to be honest.
yeah, but it's got to be at least a top 10 pick.
Oh, it should.
Especially, I mean, especially if we're going off how the commentators talk about him and how they're trying so hard to convince people how he's the next Dustin Martin, when, let's be honest, he's not really the next Dustin Martin. He's the first Jordan De Goey. Like, let's just put that out there. Even though a lot of, like, I know there's one person out there that likes to throw around that narrative that, you know, De Goey's a Kmart version of Dustin Martin. Come on. Oh, he might keep this. Has he got this? No. What's that to say? There's a kid next year. Oh my god, don't even get me started with Harry Lemmy. Don't even get me started how good that kid could be if we were ever to land him. Jesus. Yeah, because I can tell you now that, like, meant to be an absolute gun, so I hope we get it. Particularly if the, well, that's the thing. I mean, we could literally get pick 2. Like, that's, you know, it's not necessarily it's not out of the realms of possibility because of how big his name is in the AFL and the contract and everything like that. Like, I definitely don't think we'll be I don't think we'll get a pick 1 for him, because that's just, yeah, the asking price for that would just be too much. But to say that we don't get, like, you would think at the very least we get a top 10 pick. Like, would that be too far fetched, Kev, you reckon? Yeah. But even so, like, even if it's a you know, a top 5 pick, I think just even with De Goey alone, I think we can get a top 5 pick through compensation. So if that were to happen, that would literally be the best case. Like, that would be the best scenario that could really ever happen, because we've got plenty of midfielders to take his spot, and we then end up with, like, one of, potentially, that could be one of the best ever key forwards. Because, you know, if you're going to be that high in the draft and you're a key forward, I mean, you're obviously doing something right, and you've obviously got a shitload of talent. 204 centimeters isn't nothing to sneeze at either.
Yeah, I think a top 5 pick in the future first round, or first round pick as well. I think he got.
What's that for?
De Goey.
Yeah. Yeah, well, like, yeah, it honestly wouldn't surprise me if we get a top 5. I think once you get more higher, obviously, you know, because it's the high, or the better the pick, the more that's needed. But, like, yeah, it honestly wouldn't surprise me. But I think at the very least we should at least get a top 10 pick if De Goey goes. If he gets a huge offer, that is. I mean, like, if he, yeah, but if he has a great year, and let's just say he finishes. Let's just say he finishes, even if it's say top 20 in the Brownlow. Like that's worthy of someone paying him say 800,000, and then him going to and then him going at least in a top 5 pick.
Oh yeah.
So, and then he then goes. We're able to get say someone like Harry Lemmy, and we're laughing all the way to the draft with a top 5 pick and probably a pick that's maybe say pick 8, and then we can probably trade a couple of thirds to get either a second round pick, or maybe maybe we have 3 first round picks by the end of the trade period.
Yeah.
Like you just don't know, because the potential of it happening is possible. Because especially with all the teams wanting points for academy players and things like that, there are going to be players that are going to be desperate for it, for those third rounders.
Ooh.
Yeah. I mean,
So
yeah.
if we finish like 13th or 14th, we'll get pick in the top 6, also plus a compo pick for Degoe, so we could end up with 2 first rounders. I still think we'll be 12th. I reckon we might get a top.
But even then, even if we're 12th, that's what pick 7, and let's just say Degoe nets us a pick 4. 7 and 4 are pretty darn good picks.
Oh, they are.
And even if we have to, downgrade, say from pick 7 and get say 10 and 12 or something, then you have pick 4 and 10 and 12. So you got basically 3 first rounders, and then you go off and get 3 of the best kids in the three kids in the first round that will turn out to be very, very, very good players, and I know probably we'll probably have at least 200 games each under their belt. Or you'd like to hope.
Yeah, well, that's it.
I think there will be teams that will obviously want Degoe. Because if you look at around the league, I mean, how many players are there that have midfielders that are like, even in their mid-30s, that are like literally on their last legs? Like, I'm just a quick example, like Selwood. You don't think Geelong would want a Degoe with Selwood retiring very soon and wanting to make finals every year? You don't think that they would want to ask how much he's worth, and then after just and another random team, let's just say Port Adelaide, you don't think that they want to replace Boak with someone? And if they can, and how much they would be absolutely chewing at the bit if they could have the idea of getting Degoe?
Wait, help.
Probably, yeah.
Oh, how did that happen? Yeah. But that's the thing, though. I reckon he will get a huge offer. Like, I mean, even if you want to talk about, but they won't take him from a moral point of view, you don't think St Kilda want a player of his ability? Like, St Kilda don't have, except for probably Jack Steele. I mean, do they really have any players that are within... Like, if you take out Jack Steele, they don't have any, like, superstar, like, caliber players. You don't think St Kilda will come in and say, hey, we'll pay you $1 million. And then Degoe will go, yeah, okay, cool, I'll take that $1 million. Alright, I'm playing for St Kilda, awesome. And then St Kilda will then have that reputation for, You know, because it's not like they're going to be changing their tune anytime soon. There we go, Lopez with the goal. Oh, man. What was I going to do? You reckon Charlie Dean will get taller and could be a next fullback? Yeah, ideally, if you could grow another 3 centimeters, which would make him 198, that would be fantastic. Yeah, I don't really see it happening though, just only because I believe he's actually 20, so he's actually not a kid, but he does have because you don't stop growing till you're what, like 20, what is it, 25 or something? So theoretically you could, but when you've grown that much, it can happen, but it's not guaranteed to happen, if that makes any sense. So it would be great if he did, but I wouldn't be counting on it. But even so, even next year we will be going after a I would imagine that we go after a key forward and key back. So and Jonathan Merlot signed for the Renegades. That's a late signing. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, but no, when it comes to like Charlie and stuff, I don't think his ability to play the game is the issue. So I think he will be a good player. So regardless how he goes, it's going to be good seeing him, and seeing how he goes. But yeah, I think it'll be very serviceable. So it'll be interesting to see what we do with I mean, even potentially, even if we get rid of like I mean, I don't know if it's too early to be saying these things, but there are a few players that I've already got in my mind that I don't think will be on the list in 2023. Probably don't even have to mention it because I'm sure if you guys probably had to guess, I'm sure your guesses and my guesses wouldn't be too different. But yeah, there's definitely players I can see Charlie Dean replacing. Even at the very least, even if it is just from an age point of view. Yeah, there are definitely guys that are gonna be looking to probably either look for other clubs or, yeah, yeah, there are definitely people where I think like it's just gonna be wrong place, wrong time for them, if anything. So I don't know, maybe we can yeah. I don't know, because it's always I don't mind criticizing players, but say such and such player, I don't know, I just don't want to be too quick to. No, I guess I kind of have spoken about some of them, but I don't know. I do want to be mindful of like the players themselves, because you know they are human and they do have lives, and that they do have feelings as well. So I do want to obviously respect that, but um, yeah, I can definitely see Dean taking some players' spots, at least in defense. That's for sure. Dean would help Imagine out would keep Imagine out of the side. You basically read my mind there, Tom. Like, yeah, it's such an interesting dilemma, because Madge is one of those guys where he gets a lot of shit, and some of it is warranted, but not to the extent he gets, because a lot of people just want to claim how he's a terrible player, and I really don't think that's the case. I think he's been put in a position where he just was never going to succeed, and now he has this sort of he basically has this narrative where whenever he does bad, he's always it's always a not a touchy subject. What's the word? It's like it's just basically he's just always like an open wound for some people. So whenever he does do bad, it's like he's just well, I guess at the end of the day, I guess he's just like the whipping boy. And are there things where you can critique some of the things that he does? For sure. Like we're not gonna say that Imagine is gonna win the Brownlow, or I mean, even though he's a defender, but he wouldn't be winning the Coleman version of the defender's version of a Coleman or anything like that. But every player has to have a player that's sort of struggling for a spot. Like it's literally not possible to have a side that has Brownlow medalists, Coleman medal winners. I don't know. There's I guess the Golden Fist, if anything. Say Golden Fist winners. It's just not a thing. It's just not. So you're going, even though it feels like I'm playing a bit of damage control right now, but that's just the fact. Like, you're gonna have guys that are gonna be struggling to keep their spot every year. Like, every team has that. So the fact that he is that, I consider that to be a positive, because he's not that bad of a player. Like, you put him in a spot where he can actually succeed, he's actually pretty darn good. He's just not a key defender, and the fact that we've played him as one, I think, is very how do I put this? Like, yeah, we need to sort of understand that, like, this isn't how he was designed to play, for him to play his best football. So until he actually gets an opportunity to play, even if he plays as a third defender, or third man up, or playing similar to like a Nick Maxwell or a Heath Shaw, once he plays a role like that, I think he does very well. Is it worthy with the team that we have? He's going to be in our best 22. I personally don't think so. But to say that where he is and where he's on the list, you're going to have players like him. You're going to have players like him anyway. So to have him at his skill level and talent he's not, that bad of an option. But yeah, if I was the selection committee, I mean, it really depends because and even again, Dean is in that bracket where you really, really don't want to be putting him on a guy that's over 2 meters tall because, even if the guy is 2 meters, that's a 5 centimeter disadvantage. And I know that it may not be a lot to, you go, oh, 5 centimeters is 5 centimeters, but I mean, if you measure that out and think that every single thing that you have to do, you have to be 5 centimeters better than your opponent, sort of thing. When it comes to marking contests, when it comes to, just anything like that, it's such a hard task to do, and for you to go into a contest like that and having to expect to win that contest, it's not normal to be winning those contests, if that makes any sense. And yeah, Magin's also in a tough spot where he's not tall enough to take on a key forward, but he's too slow to take on a small forward. So he's got to practically take on a slow medium forward, basically. So I can't think of any ones off the top of my head. But I mean, I still think someone like a Checkers is. I think Checkers is. I don't think he's super quick, but he definitely has speed. But yeah, imagine he'd be playing on someone like that, but with just not much speed. If you get him playing on someone like that, then you see that he actually wins a lot more contests than he loses, because he's actually playing on someone that is actually more to how he plays, and not these monster key forwards that he's supposed to keep quiet when, he's got to make up so much ground for. How long have we been streaming for? 2.5 hours.
I'm back. Whew.
Alright, all good. We were just talking about Magin just then as well. Just, because, I don't know, I kind of, and again, this is probably a conversation between hardcore people and casual people as well when it comes to supporting Collingwood, just understanding, what Magin's role in the side is, and the fact that he's been played out of position, so we should actually have the right expectations for him, and not just sort of, I don't know, just looking at it and going, oh, he plays on Franklin, he plays on, Joe Danaher. Oh, Franklin and Joe Danaher both kicked 6 goals. Oh, imagine is shit then. When instead of looking at it and going, okay, let's look at the coaches and let's look at,
Is he a defender?
who?
Charlie Dean?
Yeah. He's 195 centimeters, so he's not super tall, obviously, but when it comes to certain, if there's anyone that's over 2 meters, I'm a little bit skeptical whether if he can do that job week in, week out. But unfortunately, I'd rather have Charlie Dean than I would have Madge. Because he's got another 1 to 2 centimeters more on the person. And I think he has a bit more speed than what Madge has. So, when it comes to closing down speed, things like that, there's a lot more attributes that I think Dean has. And then definitely the other thing that he has on his side too is age. Where, oh, he's gone. You there?
Yeah, it's alright.
Yeah.
When on Facebook I look at something, was...
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I didn't think you were that offended by my comments.
No. I think Imagine, I think he does play, but, like, we got Murphy as well, so...
Well, Murphy, again, is that third tall, if anything, so... Yeah, he's just gonna be wrong place. It's just gonna be one of those scenarios where it's wrong place, wrong time. He's in a team where we're all rebuilding, and there are guys that are either on par or just better than him. So I always hate to say it because, like, do I say it? Yeah, I kind of do every now and then, but I don't. I mean, I don't want to say these things, but I really struggle to see him on Collingwood's list in 2023. I really do. I think unless if we see something different from, say, someone like Cox. I believe Cox is gone. I also have a feeling that we're gonna have a surprise retirement, or at least a retirement we're not expecting to happen. So I'm trying to figure out who that is. I've got some ideas. In fact, there's even one. I think it's gonna happen, but I'm not ready for it. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know where I'm going with it, but I really... I'm not ready for it. Like, I just really want at least one or two more years. Actually, I'll put this to you. Who do you think I'm talking about?
Not too sure.
Do you want me to tell you who I think it'll be?
Who's that?
I think Jeremy Howe's gonna retire. I don't know what it is, but I've just got a feeling. Huh?
I would not have said him. I would have said Roughhead. That's a rough guess.
I don't know. Like, if he does another knee, I reckon he's done. I mean, I hope not, but like, I think if Howe does another knee again, I reckon he's done. Like, obviously, I don't say this with any joy in my heart at all. In fact, it's the complete opposite, but I don't know, there's just a feeling I'm getting that I just don't see how... I see how playing through, but there's just this sort of feeling that I get that I feel like next year will be the last season, we'll see how. So, I don't know if I'm about to get, like, a whole bunch of hate my way, but that's just the way I'm feeling at the moment. I couldn't tell you, like, why that is, but it's just something that, I don't know, like, there's just... Hell, maybe I'll put the what's it, the mojo on him or whatever it's called, and I don't know, maybe he does a knee in like round 8 or something, but there's something, I don't know what it is, there's just something that's telling me that Howe's not going to be there at the end of the year. In terms of, like, he's just going to have an injury and he's just going to go, yep, that's it for me, and my knee doesn't work anymore, or... That's the thing, Tom. I think Sidebottom just had a bad year because Sidebottom hasn't been, touch wood, but Sidebottom hasn't been injured. The majority of his career, he's been pretty durable. So even if he has quote unquote a injury year, I still wouldn't see him retiring. And yeah, and I think I said this to you, Kev, a few months back, but like people are always quick to judge when someone reaches the age of 30 or over 30, and once they had their first bad year, they're so quick to judge to say that, oh, this guy's gonna retire, or this guy's, this guy's done. I think Cybertron literally just had a bad year, and I think everything just got to him.
I think that too.
And now the fact that he's a lot happier, or I feel, in terms of the way the club is, because everyone's pretty happy at the club at the moment. I feel everyone's happier, that they're all so keen for this fresh start. Like, there's so many things that are at play that I think Sidebottom will it's not that he'll become like a born again sort of player, but like he'll just go back to the society that he was prior to last year, where we'll see him a bit more, I don't know, happier, a bit more committed, a bit more willing to, I guess, in a sense, yeah, he's just happier to just like have a go at well, is that how? Yeah. Yeah, as I said, I just have this feeling that How's gonna do something, and I reckon it'll be the end of his career.
I hope not, man.
Well, I mean, even if you think about it, like, there's always normally there's always a retirement every year, isn't there? So someone's got to retire. And it's not going to be Pendlebury. He signed a 2-year deal, and he's kept pretty durable. I don't know, maybe you're right in saying that it might be Roughhead, but I'm hoping we get at least another year out of him. Oh, there you go, Reef kicks a goal. I'm hoping we get at least another year or two out of Roughhead. But how? I mean, he has the injury history. He's had pretty bad injuries over the last few years. Like, yeah, I don't know what it is. I just don't. Well, it's not that I don't see him there. I just think that he's gonna. I just feel like if he has another injury, I think he'd be pretty close to being put. I think he'd be pretty close to putting himself on the shelf if that's the case, and he'd probably hang up the boots.
So how is
that's actually the other thing I should also touch upon too, and Tom is very right in that, is that we have so many Howe replacements, it's not even funny too. So even if Howe does go, we definitely have replacements. They're just not Howe level quality right yet. Murphy could be that next season because he could make that leap. I mean, let's hope so. But you have Tom Wilson. He could be that type of quality as well. You have Will Kelly could. Even though I still think that they're going to try and still continue with him being a forward, but Will Kelly could go back and he could be that Howe type. Dean potentially, but I think they're going to, at least this season coming up, they're going to try and miss a key back.
I'll tell you what. I will say one thing.
You actually just real quick. One of the things, I don't think he's exactly a Howe type, but he could fill that role. Even Tyler Brown could be that type. But I think he's more suited to more like Chris Mayne. But it wouldn't shock me if he did the Howl role and did it well.
Hey, time. Come on, 10 o'clock.
And Sardi's had.
But yeah, so like we definitely have the replacements, that's for sure.
Like, Sardi's had 21 games. Okay, shorter season from last year. But he had 28 goals compared to 5. 23.8 disposals per game compared to 23.7.
Yeah.
His marks are 5.4 to 3.7. The only thing that's down is the tackling,
Yeah.
4.2 to 3.0, and then he's had inside 50s 3.7 both of these, and rebound 50s 1.3 this year, 1.4 last year. So he hasn't had that bad of a year.
Yeah. No, well, in terms of what people expect from him, he's had a bad year. But to the average AFL player, he didn't have a bad year.
Because if we go for someone,
Did you see the comment I made? I still get so confused by that too. How they think that they're gonna make finals is beyond me. Um, but yeah. Actually, do we know when Bo McCrory debuted? Did he debut midway through the season? Because I feel like he could probably debut around when Bo did. So like sometime where it's early, but not like um against GWS. So when did we play GWS? That was what round? Round 6 was Anzac Day. Did we play them before or after Anzac Day?
not too sure.
Anyway, so it's around that mark. Like I reckon with Draper, because I think he'll be similar to Bo. So I think Draper he'll probably play either somewhere in the midfield, and he'll probably get some touches and he'll probably kick some goals as well. He'll probably play there for about maybe around 2 months, or maybe around 7, round 8. Because I guess it depends on like how he goes and stuff in terms of performances and how he adapts. But yeah, he definitely seems like he'll be a decent player.
Actually, I'll see.
Round 4 was it? There you go. Actually, you know what? That should be I reckon that should be a tradition we should actually do. Now that I think about it, is that we should always let a Collingwood player like debut on Anzac Day. Like we should make that like a tradition. Because I know we've done it before with some players, but like maybe it's like a bit hard to do because you don't know if players are going to be ready or not. But I would really like if we actually did do that though. I think that'd be really cool. Yeah, for round 4. There you go.
Stupid phone.
Oh. Oh no. Oh good, push in the back. Yeah, so I think Dacos is gonna probably debut round 1. But I can see Draper debuting at some point, and I think it will be early. Um Actually, here's a question. This will be an interesting one. Who do you think will debut first? Do you think Draper will debut first? Or do you think Reef will debut first? And have that in the chat too. Who do you think will debut first?
Would not surprise me if Draper debut first.
You reckon Draper?
Would not surprise me.
Yeah. Because I'm trying to think. Because I think when it comes to, because I'm trying to think of what Derek Hiner said about both of them. I think Draper's more the forward out of the two. So I feel like maybe Draper is the one because unless if we get a significant amount of injuries towards midfielders, I don't see either of them getting a spot in the midfield. And because, because Reef is more like, I have tried him as a half forward. I mean, he could very, very well get a spot in that forward line, but I think they would probably pick if they're going for a forward that could play mid. I think they would probably go for a Draper over a Reef personally,
Yeah, pretty much.
because I think that's the half forward. I think the half forward spots where someone's going to get a game. Because, we're not going to know what's going to happen to Hoskin Elliott. We're not going to know what's going to happen. I mean, does AJ play round 1? I think he's good enough, but, do you have, potentially do you have, I mean, I guess I'd want to play Ollie Henry at some point, so, but then obviously with AJ's more ready to go. I mean, it's like, I mean, the one thing I will say, regardless, out of all these things, is that how good are Collingwood at the moment in terms of where their position is. Like, the fact that we're just getting better and better, I think, is an awesome thing. Like, the fact that we're literally going into, next season and we're not going to know who's playing round 1. We're not going to know. I mean, we're probably going to know what the standards are probably going to be at. But to, fully know what's going to go on. I mean, for all we know, Will Galley could put in a massive, massive pre-season, and I mean he could play round 1.
Potentially.
Because for those, I mean, a lot of people, especially outside of Collingwood, may not know, but Will Kelly, the only issue is the fact that he gets injured. That kid does not have a lack of talent. Kelly's issue is not due to a lack of talent. It's just a matter of getting him on the park, and if he has that full pre-season and he works hard and stuff, I mean, I could even see him playing round 1. I mean, but then actually he's a curveball to throw out. He's a curveball and a half. So with Checkers being 29, what happens if he has a down year and then he gets outplayed and you know, you have, say, someone like a Will Kelly, you know, takes his spot? You know, what then happens then? Do you see Checkers, you know, does he get cut by Collingwood at the end of the year?
Yeah, potential. I don't think so, but who knows?
Yeah, because I mean, he's in a dangerous spot to have a bad year too. Like, he's what, 29, and yes, granted, he's obviously won our last 3 or 4. You know, he's been our leading goal kicker for ever since he stepped foot in the place. Um, touched the oh, well, mate. Considering how good Collingwood could be in a couple of years, maybe we might touch the moon. So, you know, don't get too jealous. In fact, I don't even know where that comment came from, actually. I didn't even speak about finals or anything. I was just talking about how players could potentially play round 1. Well, actually, no, it wasn't even that. It was like how Arlo Draper could be playing within the first 10 rounds. That was what the conversation was.
Yeah, well, potential that could be a thing too.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah. But, yeah, but I mean, yeah, if there was ever a plot twist and a half, that would definitely be one. Because, you know, with, what was it, Jack Anthony, with the year that he had in 2009, no one expected him to have the year that he had in 2010, where he just fell off the face of the earth. So, not saying it would happen, but like, you know, players have been in similar positions and it's gone certain ways. So we can't, I mean, I don't think it would happen, but, you know, like maybe it's a thing where it could happen. Yeah, because I mean, at the very least, I mean, you can at least admit that when it comes to like Checkers, like, you know, when you, and this is that like any club, like when you're 29, like you can't be. Well, I guess Checkers does have credits. Has have some credits in the bank in terms of, you know, how good of a career he's had at Collingwood, but like, yeah, you still don't want to be, you know, having a bad year around that age. Blake made his debut in 2018. I just remembered Brady Myercheck is almost. Yeah, no, we picked him up when he was like 25 years old. 25, 26. Like, he was definitely a mature recruit when we picked him up, so. And yeah, when you literally have guys like Will Kelly breathing down your neck, like, yeah, and especially with Fly, how he's looking for the future, and you know, we're looking to go youth first. God, you'd hate to have a bad year next year if you're Checkers. Mm. Yeah, because and just to be very clear, like, I don't think it would happen. But if he has a bad year, to say that he's not gonna, you know, he's not gonna put himself in a situation to where the club's actually gonna think about it, I think that's a bit sort of. I don't think that's exactly correct either.
Can't go to bed.
Oh. Wait, what is today? Today's Wednesday, isn't it? Alright. Alright, well, I mean, I'm happy to finish the stream off here because I've actually got an early start tomorrow. I have been going on for 3 hours as well, so I think that might do me for tonight. Yeah. Kev, do you want to say anything for an outro?
Well, thank you for everyone who's obviously watched the stream. 9 likes. It's pretty special, and yeah, just keep up to date with both our channels. I'm sure there'll be plenty more streams and videos coming up as well, and yeah, I think it's been a really good stream, guys.
Yep. Yeah, as obviously Kev said, make sure to tune into both of our channels when it happens. Obviously with when it comes to my channel, I know I did make an update video saying videos are coming. That I definitely want that to be the case for sure, but things are just very, very busy at the moment in my personal life, but if there's time for it to be done, I will try and get it done. Just yeah, got a lot on my plate at the moment, and yeah, obviously with everything going back to normal, with I'm sure you can imagine what that would be for. Yeah, just to have like work and stuff picking up and stuff, and having to be very, very busy among with other things. Yeah, I'm gonna obviously gonna try and make an effort like I always do, but yeah, like obviously yeah, just I'll make an effort to be making more content, so make sure to say all of that. And yeah, so make sure to yeah, keep an eye out for it. But yeah, for now I guess we've reached to the end of the stream, so make sure to like the stream if you haven't already. And yeah, make sure to subscribe for further content. But yeah, that'll be it for me. And yeah, I hope to see all of you guys in another stream and or video. Alright, thanks guys.